Hello students, in today's video I'm going to explain you the chapter number 12, Fun with Magnets. So in this chapter we will discuss about discovery of magnets, what are magnets, types and poles of magnets, finding direction using a magnet and making a magnet, and how to take care and how to use a magnet. Okay. Students, how the magnets are discovered. So it was so long ago and not well documented that people do not know for sure, but according to a popular story, magnet was discovered by a Greek shepherd named Magnus. So one day, while grazing his sheep, Magnus found that the iron tip of his walking stick got stuck on a rock. Now, on checking carefully, he found that the rock had a strange property of attracting anything that was made up of iron. Now, this is why Greeks named that strange type of rock magnetite. Now, students, what are magnets? So, a magnet attracts object made of certain substance such as iron, cobalt, or nickel. Now, this is known as magnet. Now, students, not all objects are attracted to magnets. So, materials that are attracted by a magnet are said to be magnetic. That is iron and nickel, while materials that do not attract by a magnet are said to be non-magnetic. For example, wood and plastic. Now students, the next topic is types of magnet. So students, magnet can be of two types, natural and artificial. Now students, natural magnets are found in nature and generally have a weak power of attraction. For example, magnetite. While artificial magnets are human made and have a strong power of attraction. And artificial magnets are generally made from iron, cobalt, or nickel. And some come in variety of shapes, as you can see in the diagram: bar magnet, horse magnet, etc. Now students, what are the poles of magnet? So you can see that magnetic materials, when brought close to a magnet, they do not stick evenly to all the parts of the magnet. Most of them stick on certain part of the magnet, and that part was known as poles of a magnet. Students, magnetic forces are strongest at the poles. For example, the two ends of a bar magnet are its pole, which are known as North Pole and South Pole. Also, students, the two poles cannot exist independently, which means they always come in pair. If we break a bar magnet, it would get into two pieces, each having both north and south pole, which means we could go on breaking the magnet into smaller pieces, and every time we would get both the poles in each piece. Now students, attraction and repulsion. So students, when two magnets are brought close to each other, they are either pulled towards each other or pushed away from each other. Now when the magnets are pulled towards each other, they are said to attract each other, while when they are pushed away from each other, they are said to repel each other. Now students, when the like poles of a magnet, like north north or south south, are brought close together, they repel. This is called repulsion. And when unlike poles of magnets like north south or south north are brought close to each other, they attract. This is called attraction, as you can see in the diagram, figure 12.3 and 12.4. Now students, the next is, while using a magnet we can find the directions also. Now how it can be possible? So students, if a magnet is allowed to move freely, it comes to rest in the direction very close to the earth's north and south direction. Now, this property of magnet was used to find the directions on the surface of the earth. Now, students, in earlier days, travelers used to carry natural magnets to find directions along their way, and they did it by suspending the magnet with a thread, and it will take a position to the north and south of the earth's surface. Students, an instrument with a magnet which is used to find directions is called magnetic compass, or simply a compass. Now, students, a magnetic compass is usually a small box with a small magnetic needle at its center. This needle can rotate freely and always points the Earth's north and south direction. Different directions like north, south, east, west are marked on the compass. Now, students, making of magnets. So, magnets can be made using metals such as iron, nickel, or cobalt. Now, here it is given the explore activity, which is to convert a swing needle into a magnet. So, what are the things or items that are required to perform this activity? A bar magnet, a swing needle which is made up of iron or steel, and some iron pins, or you can say fillings. Now, what are the method or steps you have to do? Now, firstly, you can place a needle on a table or a plain surface. Now, students, in the next step, you have to rub the magnet along the length of the needle, which means starting from one end of a needle to the last end. Like when you reach the other end of the needle, lift the magnet and start again at the end of A. Now you have to repeat this step about 30 to 40 times. Now the next step is, after repeating the step second, bring the needle near some iron pins or fillings. Now observation, but which means what you have seen or what happens. So what happens is, the needles attracts the iron pins when brought near them, just like a magnet. And this is how we will convert a swing needle into a magnet. Now, students, the next is care of magnets. So, students, the magnet can lose its properties due to the different activities. Like if you drop a magnet from a height, it will lose its properties. Hitting with a hard object such as hammer, applying heat, improper storage can also cause loss of magnetic properties. So, students, bar magnets should be stored in pairs with unlike poles alongside each other, with a wooden piece between them. Now, students, a part of soft iron pieces, which is called keepers, is usually placed across their ends. Also, students, magnets should be stored away from mobile, television, radios, and computers. Now, the next is uses of magnets. Now, students, the following are the some uses of magnets. Like they are used in computer hard disk, in audios, in video cassettes to store information. Also, they are used in credit cards and ATM cards to store information. Students, from here we can conclude that magnets are broadly used in storing information. Also, they can be used in televisions, doorbells, and telephone. Students, they can be used in lifting a large objects, such as a train compartment can be lifted by magnets to put it on a railway track. Also, they are used to pick up and short objects made of iron and steels. Students, in ancient Indian surgeons use magnets during surgery also. Now, students, here it is given the summing up of the chapter. So, initially we have discussed about magnet. So students, magnet is a substance that has the property of attracting certain materials. Now students, every magnet has a poles, like ending points are called poles. So students, like poles, which means north north or south south, can repel each other, while unlike poles, which means north south or south north, can attract each other. Students, magnets are also used in finding directions. Just because it has a property, when it is freely suspended, it will comes to a rest in north south direction of the earth. This is why it is used in finding the directions, and the device which is used to finding the direction is known as magnetic compass or simply compass. Now students, magnets are of two types: artificial magnets and natural magnets. Students, artificial magnets are made by humans and generally have a strong power of attraction. They can be in different shapes like bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, donut magnet, etc. While natural magnets are found in nature and have a weak power of attraction. Now, how to take care of magnets? So, students, magnet must be stored with their unlike poles on the same side with a wooden piece between them. Also, we do not apply heat. Now, students, what are the uses of magnets? So, it can be used in hard disk, cassettes, TV, doorbell, credit cards, and ATM cards. So students, this is it in this chapter. I hope you get the chapter. Thank you.